dudes are having sex with other dudes, bro. The internet might come for you.
You say sweet love, sweet love.
Yeah, you gotta say make sweet love.
That's young buck breaking right there.
Make sweet love.
There's rules to rap beef now, bro. Not in your day.
Well, I'm saying like, God, man,
good.
why is your homeboy so close to you when you come out of there? Look like you guys just made sweet love. I'm gonna say sweet love instead of anything that says.
To me, that's better because they're gonna try to make it something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was smart. Like I didn't think about that. I say things that are borderline. Like I'm like, oh my God, you're in trouble.
You?
Like all the time. Because I just say.
Nah, but you got close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop.
Shit.
This is really happening. I'm just saying to you. No, stop it. Look, you set that up. Look, you set that up. This dude, he's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
Obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like you go, I'm like, nah, it was odd. Like, this is some of the things that people say. Like, girls, guys may say to a girl, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think's happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on.
Wow,
there.
they found Kendrick and Wifey.
You can't dress up Kendrick like that. Oh, you can't dress him up like that.
No, it's jokes.
That's like the White Chicks movie, bro. You can't do that.
Yeah, that was comedy. That was good.
Yeah, but that
you
was,
get away with Wifey.
That's obviously doing shopping. They got the same outfit.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's a nice shirt. That was a nice shirt. All right, so when he said the shopping line in real life, what did you say?
I said, let me get away from him. Because he was like, yo, you hot now. Now we gotta hang out now. Like hang out.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know, maybe I take you shopping and I get you some flash and you could give me the hood shit. And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm gonna mess up the wedding. I always say to myself,
it was someone's wedding?
It was Chris Lighty's wedding. He's in Miami. Nori's there. Nori knows this. And I looked at him like, yo. You heard what he just said, right? He's like, yo, certain things they let it go by because it's Puff. Like they would look, like he would say stuff, and it's like he wasn't like in the closet, he was like in the hallway. Now you see so much shit that you go, wait. No, this was visible.
He was in the hallway. We saw the video.
You saw that video. It comes out later. You're like, that's not the closet. That's the hallway. He didn't give a fuck. Like you could tell that he was already.
Nah, New York is dope. Because when Fab, he was like, yo, Fab, we ain't.
It all begins with the haunting and mysterious end of Aaron Carter, a pop star who in his prime captured hearts across the world. His untimely death in his own home shocked fans and raised more questions than answers. Found lifeless in his bathroom, the official report ruled his death as an accidental drowning caused by inhaling compressed gas. Yet, whispers of doubt began almost immediately. Was this truly an accident, or was it a chilling message to those who dared to speak out against the powerful?
Fab was like, nah, we partied tonight.
He's like, no, but he did party.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, they let that one go? Like, I had to say something about it later because I was like, oh, it was first.
What did it feel like all these years? You being the only one calling this out?
I look like I've been the crazy guy for a long time.
They said you're a hater. They
You're
said
a hater. You're do this. Yeah. And now everybody's complaining. My ass is hurting. There's all this shit that's coming.
50, you can't make jokes about it.
No.
The internet might come for you, bro.
All I'm saying
it
is
might come for you.
You see it now. All of these complaints. People were damned. They were and pillaged. This was what was going on, right? And what do I get for I went through years of a hater. You're a hater. You want this and that. I'm just watching. Like I look at things and go, when you see the new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay, I go, oh shoot, like. Then I think about it, I go, that had to be there. So when I was saying that he was missing. He just wasn't actively being out there because they was dealing with that.
Wait, do you think there's truth to the Jay thing? There's no way.
Know, like that. Look, like if you say, I have this thing where I'm conflicted when it takes you 20 years to remember something happened to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I go, oh, so 10 years, 20 years later, it comes back. And it's like all of Puff's problems are coming from the ministers touching little boys.
What you mean?
The laws are the way they are because
Because
because of the priest.
The priest touching little boys.
Oh, why are we looking at me, bro? I just
go to
man.
church. I just go to
That's
church,
your
right? I have nothing to do with this. I have an
That's-
alibi.
That's why the law's allowing them to go that far back.
Turn away from you right there.
I'm just a Catholic kid. Come on.
You've been diddled, dude.
No.
What's the body of Christ taste like?
It's sacrilegious. You can't do that.
He's like, yo, drink my blood.
Yo,
So it is crazy when after 20 years they come out. That shit is foul.
But with Puffy, you were the only one saying anything for decades.
yeah, because we had our own little thing.
But you were the only.
was
Everybody
your
else
thing?
is scared.
Huh?
But everybody else is scared. So you think maybe this is a similar thing where everybody else is scared? I don't know what it is. I'm just
I
asking.
think that they're scared.
But if they're scared,
But
then maybe
you've
that's
been
why I'm thinking.
insinuating Jay-Z a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you've been saying people gonna come for him a little bit.
No,
You've been
I
kinda-
thought he would do funky stuff like the Super Bowl. Like it was not okay for me to be at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he tried to cut that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to. Well, they worked to make like there was an issue with me in the NFL that doesn't exist. And
So
then
he did the corporate way of
Yes.
trying to keep you down. Oh, it's
doing
not me. It's not.
It's them. And then when M says he's not gonna do it if I'm not there, then
Let's go.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
That's
But
what I'm
what's
talking
your
about.
and Jay's issue?
it's just competitive stuff.
It's
for the
really
music.
just competitive.
This is what I'm saying. When it gets past actual art, like actual music, and you're trying to block something that's in business, then it feels weird. It feels like we should be having beef.
Oh,
Okay.
So
I can
that's the
see
behind the scenes thing that we don't see. It's
Yeah.
one thing when there's like people talking about each other in music.
Yeah.
But there's behind the scenes business deals that.
Before his tragic demise, Aaron Carter seemed to sense something was amiss. In his final months, his social media posts and public appearances showed a man on edge. He openly expressed fears for his safety and described his home as a place of unease. In one particularly eerie video, he spoke of feeling threatened, pleading with the world to hear his cries. These were not the words of someone carefree. They were the cries of someone who feared for his life.
And it's because it does feel like like when you're in negotiations, it'll feel like the value went down. Like not as hot as you was last week when everybody was excited and saying it feels different. Like, you know, like they saying you lost. Like you get a phone call, even you like, yo, you guys created the largest sales week in hip hop. And I'm like, yeah, but I lost.
Right.
Get off my phone.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I get this call from Steve Berman. They run Interscope now. But they like at that point.
And this is when you and Kanye were going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta get the call. You go, wait, what did you man, get the fuck off my phone?
Because when you look at it with the sales with you and Kanye, like y'all went on this whole who's gonna sell, and that first week Kanye did sell more.
Yeah.
But looking at the numbers, y'all won.
Yeah. No,
But you were like,
look at
nah.
this big. Look, from a sales history, I have the sales history. Interscope didn't do everything Def Jam done for Kanye's number to come back like that. They assumed because they didn't do everything to protect Drake. Because they assume Kendrick and this will be just like anything else that happens. Do you understand? Like they did everything he's saying they did in that lawsuit, they did it.
So you feel like it's valid on that point? Like, yeah, they did that.
I understand why you would do that if you was talking to a lawyer, but like in hip hop,
Right.
like there's nothing to sue for. There's nothing that I didn't sue for that.
Is anything off boundaries when it comes to beef?
No,
Nothing's out of bounds.
nah.
What about going to their home city and putting on a full concert? Like
Twice.
Kendrick's going to Toronto for 2 nights.
And it's probably gonna be lit.
Like,
The shows are gonna probably be fucking lit. Like, what do you think is gonna happen there? Like, the energy is. You got people that like both of them. They're not gonna They're not gonna switch and just say I don't like both. These are the top artists in our culture right now. Like, the new. It's prime time, big. This is the new.
have you ever felt a certain way when you would beef with somebody? Like, damn, this is a lot. Or
You know what? If
did you really buy Ja Rule's tickets, like seats at his concert?
Big.
You
'Cause they
did.
were cheap tickets. The tickets were very affordable.
Right.
On the day of his death, neighbors, including a registered nurse, reportedly rushed to his aid. Shockingly, they were blocked by his house sitter, who acted in ways that raised suspicion, locking doors and preventing anyone from entering. This erratic behavior has only added fuel to theories of foul play.
Like StubHub Yeah, I bought the first 4
How
rolls.
many did you buy? If you say you bought the first 4 rolls, is that a couple hundred?
Yeah, it was cheap though. It was cheap tickets, so it was something to do. Like if you don't look at me like that, baby.
All right, man.
We done for years. It's just I looked at it. I said, "Yo, this is the." I just want you to feel like you gotta reach the people. There's like 4 or 5 rows back.
What is this? That 2 decades later, it's still this.
No, I mean it's not that big of a sacrifice for me. Now I've bought things that mean less to me.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
That was fun. That was like watching it. Let me see the show and see that those spaces are empty because they are reserved for someone else. They're not supposed to be sitting.
That's brutal. That's so brutal.
Man. Hey, man, Fat Joe in the World Series. We just recently had Fat Joe in.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe came in, man. And first off, he said, man, I'm wearing my ass kisser outfit. He came in like a purple hoodie.
Some Laker gear.
With some, but you know, and Joe's my guy. And at one point, you and Joe wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
And he explained that too about, you know, with Chris Lighty. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you just see things that in due time, grown men came together. And y'all really, like, even Buster.
Yeah.
Like, and Bust went out with Final Lap.
Yeah.
But it was at one time where you and Fat Joe, like, y'all weren't cool.
Yeah. And look, Joe's the kind of guy that you want to be friends with. He's loyal to a default.
Right.
Right. And at points, like if that person's not, if you don't have the connection with them, you're going to just not like it because you're going to be like, what's wrong with them?
Right.
Like you don't have an issue, but it seems like you're uncomfortable.
Yeah. Association.
If a person's uncomfortable with your success, then they shouldn't mean anything to you.
No.
Right. And at that point, that's what I was getting off him and that vibe, big. So I'm just like, nah. Like, and you know, I didn't invite these situations, but I didn't
run away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would look and go, oh, so you want a problem? Is that what you want?
Hey, man.
I was already in mode for that. Like, I mean, like the vehicles is bulletproof and bomb-proof and everything. And I'm like, what? I'm already geared up for the whole thing. So it's like, I'm like, oh, you thought you was like different.
How can that happen with Buster, Fat Joe? Is the Ja Rule, is it deeper?
No, it's the same thing that you see Drake experience. So how did he just have? This is the op page.
Right.
He was just winning consistently more than every.
And then there's the cryptic connection to Hollywood's elite. Just before his death, Aaron sent a tweet to Kanye West asking for a private conversation. The timing of this message is chilling. What did Aaron know, and why did he feel the need to reach out to one of the most controversial figures in the entertainment industry?
Talk to you about that breaking news before the break. We are just learning that a judge has denied another one of rapper Sean Diddy Combs' requests to be released on bail. Remember, he's behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, waiting for his trial to get started next. Showing this for us. We were waiting for this decision. We got it in now. What do we know?
All right. Well, it's 5 pages, and the takeaway here is that the judge is saying that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. And that was what New York prosecutors were saying. I was in court twice last week, and I listened to these prosecutors say that he was a danger to the community. And they showed that video, that surveillance video of him from 2016, brutally beating his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, saying that he has a propensity to violence, and that alone is a reason why we cannot agree to the proposed bail package. Now, his team had offered $50 million, a home of his in Miami as collateral, and they said that he would live in an apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side, monitored by 24-hour security, that he would only talk to his attorneys, that he would only have, certain family members on a pre-approved list, and that, he would actually be under stricter conditions than he is at the jail in Brooklyn. But clearly, this is the third time.
Yeah.
This judge not buying it.
What was Diddy like in court? You were there twice last week. What was his demeanor like?
I mean, he was smiling on Friday, turned around and looked at his children. All of his children were there except for his infant child. His mother was there. He looked a little thinner. He looked a little worse for wear. But he has seemed upbeat and positive. And a few days earlier on Wednesday, so a week ago today, his legal team had a win. because his team was able to say that New York prosecutors wrongly obtained 16 pages of notes from his jail cell during a routine sweep, that it had his defense strategy, it had witnesses that they planned to call at the criminal trial in May, and the judge agreed that those should have been protected under attorney-client privilege. So there was a feeling today among reporter friends of mine and people in the building here that, maybe there's a chance that the judge, given he's taking several days to think about this, he asked for both sides to write a letter, that he might release him. But this is the third time. His team were waiting for a response from them, from his legal team. They could appeal again. But we were talking to Danny Savalos earlier, and he said, they would have to propose something new and different to potentially be successful for a fourth attempt.
Thank you.